Well, hello to everybody out there. Welcome back to Generational Sports. Hope everybody is doing a-okay. And oh whoa, we got some breaking news right off the top. Dalvin Cook to the Jets.
What?
Dalvin Cook is a Jet. 1 year, 8.6 million. Well, up to, I should say.
That kind of hurts me.
Zach Martin ended his holdout with the Cowboys. Zeke is a
Zeke?
Patriot, which I'm disgusted by.
Man, that hurts. I'm not excited. I like the Dalvin Cook signing, I guess, for the Jets.
Not a fan. Brees Hall, baby.
And Michael Carter. Like, you got two solid young running backs already.
I guess Brees Hall's coming back from what was it? Was it an ACL or was it an Achilles? Do you know?
Achilles, I believe. No, ACL. I'm pretty sure he was an ACL.
I feel like it was an ACL as well.
Yeah, Brees Hall is
coming back from that. Maybe, they're thinking he's not going to be 100% till halfway through the season.
Yeah, but he's my best player. And, well, no, not my best player, but he's my number one running back in Dynasty, so I don't love this move.
It's funny you mentioned Dynasty. ESPN just started their 27 straight hours of fantasy football coverage. I might have to look because, not going to lie, but I'm a little – I did my first mock – usually by now I'm locked into mock drafts. I'm locked into random leagues and things of that nature. Not yet. I haven't gotten there yet. Maybe it's because I've been so busy, it just doesn't feel like football season's like right here, but it is. And I did a mock draft, Justin Jefferson, projected number one overall pick. It's so weird not seeing a running back being there.
Yeah, it's him, and then it's like obviously like CMC's up there. Bijan goes like top 8.
Top 7. I think he's ranked 7th.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I still don't see it. I don't get it.
If they had no other running backs and weapons, I get it, but I mean, they're going to have 3 different guys sharing touches out of the backfield. They're obviously going to be run heavy because Ritter is, who knows, they're not going to have him throw it 45 times a game. But, yeah, I was taking a rookie that high just because he was drafted that high and was a dog in college.
Here's what I don't understand either. They're not good.
Yeah.
Like, the Falcons are not going to be good. He's a running back. Now, listen, you would know much better because, as we know, as we've established on this here program, I'm not the biggest college guy, so I didn't really see what he did at good old Texas.
Yeah, he was the number one running back.
No, but is he a receiving back at all?
Yeah, he can do it all. He can do it all.
All right. So maybe that's what it is. I was gonna say, if he's a straight, downhill runner type of situation, now I'm really lost on the fantasy value because I just can't see them running the ball very often because I think they're going to be down in every single game that they play.
Yeah, true. But he can do it all. He is a beast. It's just you haven't seen anything yet. Like it's taken a flyer, really. Overtaking guys like Nick Chubb will still be there when Bijan's getting drafted. Like why? Derrick Henry will still be there.
Nick Chubb is the most disrespected running back in the league.
Yeah,
maybe not in the league itself, but in fantasy. I feel like he's a solid fantasy option. This man is like, I think, like in the 20s right now for average draft position.
Yeah. We gotta get our fantasy team soon.
I don't like drafting fantasy until after the preseason's over. Because there's no way I'm drafting a wonderful, fantastic team. Then all of a sudden my guy gets injured in the preseason.
Yeah.
Never forget when Julian Edelman tore his ACL in the preseason.
Tough.
So I think they still no. Is that the year I think the Patriots made the Super Bowl that year. I don't know if they won it. Because I remember they thought he was going to come back for the playoffs, and I was so excited, and then, well, he never did. He never did. But all right, Josh, how you doing today, huh?
I'm doing good, birthday eve.
Oh, I didn't even know this.
Yes,
big
tomorrow.
Birthday guy tomorrow, huh?
Jordan year coming up. I had a great weekend of betting.
Did you? Didn't share any of them with me, scumbag.
Well, I just don't do it because I told you last week I had to hit like one UFC bet in the last 3 cards. This weekend I was on fire though. I think I only missed 2.
This guy hates me.
And I mean, I kind of got lucky. The co-main event was Cub Swanson versus I can't remember his name. And Cub Swanson pretty clearly didn't win. but then he got the win. So it was one of those.
See, I missed that fight because I believe, I was coming home from the Renegades. Had a busy week last week. Every day I had to work with the Renegades. So I was coming back and I got back just in time for the main event, but they were talking about the co-main or whatever. It wasn't. They were like, "I some of the worst judging you'll ever see."
Yeah, I mean, I was happy with it because I bet on Cub, so I was like, okay. And also, like right before the fight, like they showed his wife and 3 little kids sitting ringside.
Now,
like,
Josh, if you're a fighter, you bringing the kids?
No, no, because it's not even like I don't want them to see Daddy get beat up. It's more like I'm gonna be so embarrassed if my kids have that image of me getting KO'd in their heads forever. So it'd be more of a me thing than them thing. Like they're gonna see people fight in life. That's just people fight. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be okay with my wife or older family members. But if I got a 6-year-old, I probably don't want him there watching me fight.
I can agree. I'm not bringing the kids. I can't. I do like. What did he say after? He's like, if I get my ass beat, I'll do. Like he's like, I'll do it in front of them so they know. Like I was like, I mean, I guess that's one way to show them that you can get kicked in life.
Yeah.
Bold strategy, if you ask me, but whatever. But all right, let's listen. Let's go into UFC 292. All right. Why don't we take a look at UFC 292? See what we're thinking here. What a banger to start off the card, by the way. I also, this might be my first time actually looking at the actual card and not just seeing what the main event and co-main event is. It's a pretty solid card here, brother.
Yeah, it's fire. It's got a lot of very up and coming, guys trying to get title fights, legends of the game. So it's the stacked card.
What are we thinking here, Josh? Huh?
Yeah, this Cheeto Vera fight was originally supposed to be against Henry Cejudo, but he pulled out very early after the fight announcement, like almost immediately after they announced the fight. He's like, "Yeah, I'm injured. Sorry about it." But Pedro Munoz is also a very, very good fighter, so that fight's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if Cheeto switches up his normal strategy, which is let them throw a lot of punches and I'll land one really good one every round to win. And it didn't work against Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen just pieced him up, didn't get that big shot. So it'll be interesting to see if he's a little bit more aggressive this time around, because he's going to have to be, because, he wanted to be where Sean O'Malley is right now, and instead he's, just barely making the main card. But, yeah, that fight's going to be really good. Ian Gary was supposed to fight. Who was he supposed to fight? Somebody else, but Neil Magny stepped in a little while ago. But Ian Gary is so good, though. I mean, what are the odds on that? He's minus 435 right now, and Neil Magny is a very, very good fighter. So that fight, Ian Gary is he just hasn't seen any flaws yet in the UFC so far. And then the 2 title fights, Zhang Weili versus Amanda Lemos. I'm going with Zhang. She's just proven since that head kick from Rose, she's still the best in the division. She's just looked really, really good since then. Lemos is good, but I'm going with Weili. And then I'm taking Sugar Show. I'm taking Sugar Show to get the belt.
I don't even like Sterling. I'm taking him.
I think Sean's takedown defense is really underrated, and I think he's going to piece him up on the feet.
Maybe I just don't like the most random people. Not that I don't like Sugar. I feel like he's extremely overrated.
No, I don't think he's overrated.
I feel like he's coming of Jesus.
His entertainment value has definitely helped him get to this point quicker, but I think he's one of the more talented fighters in the UFC. His power is crazy, timing, all of it. I mean, we haven't got to see his full bag outside of the Yan fight because he's always putting people to sleep. But in the Yan fight, we got to see him actually, get pushed to the limit, and he performed really well and came out on top. So I think this fight's going to be amazing now, because they've been going at it on Twitter a lot. X. I apologize.
No, it's Twitter till the death of me.
But yeah, they've been going back and forth a little bit. Sean was like tweeting out like his like sleep schedule's been like perfect, and I mean, it's like I'm in the gym. Like they've been going back and forth on little stuff like that. But yeah, I'm super hyped for this fight. It's gonna be amazing.
We've had a lot of UFC, and I'm not mad about it. You know what I will say? I'm usually not a boxing guy, and it just made me think about that too. But there was after the fight night this past weekend on Saturday, there was a boxing, top rank or whatever. And do I remember who it was? Absolutely not. I think it was Alvarez. No, it was Alvarez. And well, all I'll know is I'll say this: they always talk about like the Mexican boxing, how they're like badass. They're right, because that was an excellent boxing match. I mean, and listen, like I said, usually not a big boxing guy. It's usually UFC, mainly because I feel like the boxing there's not enough action in it. It's a lot of here's a combo maybe. All right, I'm gonna hug you. Or I'm gonna walk around the ring a little bit.
It's tougher to tell like what shots are doing a lot of damage in boxing. Like it's like you'll see it connect, but it'll be like a short, like in close type thing. So it's a little bit tougher to tell what's.
I think it was Navarez. That's what it was. Navarez.
I don't know any boxers, so
Navarez and Velasquez.
I can't help you here.
I think that might have been it. But I agree with you on. Well, no, I don't agree with you on both. I got Weili on her fight. I'm taking Sterling though. I feel like. I mean, the man just out wrestled Cejudo basically.
Yeah.
Isn't Cejudo a gold medalist?
Yeah, but he's old. That was his first fight in like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, but he still beat him at his game.
True. I mean, you're not wrong. He's a champ for a reason. I'm a big sugar guy, so I'm going for Malik. But you said UFC is like killing it lately. Listen to the run it's about to go on. So we got this card this weekend.
Okay.
Then the next weekend, Max Holloway versus Korean Zombie on a fight night.
Big fan.
And then following that, we got Cyril Gane fighting again, and the co-main Thug Rose is back.
She's back. She's alive.
Yes, and two after the next 2 cards, she is back on a fight night co-main.
She's on 2 cards.
No, this is the only one right now.
Oh, I thought you meant she's on 2 addition. She's on a card and then on another one. I was like, damn, she went from not being seen in years to like 2 fights in like 2 weeks. Look at her. Who's she fight? What's her rank?
Manon Fiorot. I don't know.
What do we
There's
got?
no rankings.
There's no ranking for Thug.
Not on ESPN, but ESPN doesn't show rank. You might be able to find it on there. It's the Gane versus Speedball.
Let me take a look here. Eh? How about we go to events on the good old UFC website? Upcoming.
Yeah, Gane versus Speedball.
Yeah. How about let's take a gander here. Oh, she's number 2. How is it possible that they're both ranked number 2, by the way?
I'm guessing, is Rose always at flyweight?
You're asking the wrong guy here.
One of them has to be going up or down a weight class.
Yeah, but it usually puts that in little parentheses.
Yeah, I don't know. But they're both number 2. Like a battle for number 2, I guess.
Who's the flyweight? No, isn't the flyweight champion?
Weight Lee?
Yeah.
I think it's Weight Lee. Oh, no. He just disappeared. Don't know what happened to him. But
I'm dumb. I hit back on the on the StreamYard instead of back on the UFC tab, which is what I meant to do. Yeah. Definitely not what we want. Oh, and then Adesanya. Look at this run. You're right.
And then fight night. We're getting a title fight the next fight night. Valentina is headlining the fight night.
A pay-per-view?
No, it's
just
a fight night with a title fight. I was shocked to see that, but that's a crazy run. That's a crazy.
Bro, and then still you got Makhachev Oliveira.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, load more. Let's load more. Oh God, I can't wait for this. I might have to. Yo, are these tickets on sale? Are tickets on sale for Jones Miocic? I might have to
register. Is that in New York?
It is. It's at Madison Square Garden.
Ooh.
VIP packages. Let's take a gander, Josh. Oh, they're not even out yet. Sign up to be notified.
Yeah, they're deciding how much they want to rob my pockets. Yeah.
I also thought that I was still sharing my screen, but I forgot that I accidentally exited out. So everything that I just did was for nothing. Did a lot of clicking. Been a long day. Busy day. You know?
I agree.
Let me tell you something. Woke up today, was not feeling refreshed.
Really?
I was just one of those days you got to drag the body out of the bed.
Yep. I've been there.
I'm there about every day, Josh. It's hard life these days.
Yeah.
All right, you done with the UFC, Josh? We're all good?
Yep, I believe so.
How about we move on to the NFL then? Because we got a whole week of preseason. Did you watch your man, Bryce Young?
I did. I was very pleased with his performance. But
Your
yeah,
offensive
because
line is awful.
huh?
Is that your starting offensive line? Because if
Yes
it is,
and no. Yes and no. I believe Icky started, who we drafted 4th overall or 6th overall last year.
uh-huh.
He didn't look great. I don't remember if Taylor Moulton was starting at right tackle or not, but whoever was there didn't look great.
That's not what you want either.
Austin Corbett won't be back until like week 3 or 4. And both the guards that were in, one of them is going to start opposite him. Both were ass, just terrible. So yeah, the offensive line is quite worrying right now.
All I've heard so far is a lot of it's not what you want.
Bryce Young threw 6 passes. He was hit on 3 of them. Okay. But he hung in the pocket. He made all the right reads. I mean, it was just the O-line didn't give him a lot of time on a couple plays, and the other two incompletions. Chark took 15 seconds to, he was dancing with the corner just for a little too long, so him and Bryce couldn't get on the same page. The next incompletion, Laviska Shenault was just too deep on a curl. He should have known the situation. Ball's got to get out quick there. And Bryce just looked really, really good, though. I was happy with what he did out there. He looked poised, and I do believe he's going to draw so many roughing the passer penalties. So many.
He's a small man.
Yeah, I mean, that's where it kind of benefits, Those big guys, they barely got to touch him for him to fall, really, so it's going to look a little bit extra. But he hung in the pocket. He took the hits, got right back up. So all the people saying he won't be able to take hits, guess what? This isn't his first time playing football, so.
But it's his first time in the NFL.
Right. He's just never played against the number 1 defenses in the country playing at Alabama.
Obviously, Josh.
That's just how it goes.
You watch Hard Knocks?
I watched the first episode. Big Aaron Rodgers suck off.
That's the only episode that's out.
Well, I'm not excited for the second one, so I don't know if I'm going to watch it.
Oh.
It's just going to be 30 minutes of them kicking our ass. Like, I'm not looking
I forgot they were with the Panthers.
And they kicked our ass. Like, I think it was 27-0. I'm pretty sure it was the final score. So I'm not excited for that. But the first episode was just a big Aaron Rodgers suck fest.
I feel like they had to do that,
But it was so extra.
I know, but I feel like they had to do it to establish that like they're not trying to put him in a bad light, because the whole thing with the Jets was like, oh, we don't want to do it 100%. And then they were, even before it started filming, they were like, we're just not going to cooperate with them. Rodgers was saying that he's not looking, that he doesn't really want to do it. So I feel like first episode, you bring in the voice of God, as Rodgers called him. You make the episode about how his teammates are so in love with him, and like even the coach, the defensive coordinator, when he was like, "Listen, this is an excellent play. There's only one quarterback on the planet that can make a back shoulder throw across the field, and he plays with us." It was like, all right, he's not even there, and you're still, glazing him.
Also, there was one point in the episode where like they were hyping up Rodgers, and you could tell they were about to get into like a little highlight film, and the music choice was just, I don't remember what the song was, but it was like a happy little go lucky. I'm like, why are you not playing some hype stuff when you just were like I think it was like right after that coach said he's like, he plays for us now, and then that like beat drops and it's just like, I love you. Like it was just not.
I'm gonna have to go back and find that now.
It was just funny because it's like slow. It's one of those slow motion shots of Rodgers throwing a perfect ball. And
it's just laying in the net.
No, I think it was like with receivers,
Okay.
but it was like just the music made no sense and just kind of killed it. I was like, okay,
Yeah, but like I feel like they almost did that just to be like, don't worry, guys. Like we're not going to paint you in a bad light. This is going to be a fun opportunity. And then like so hopefully they'll be like, hey, can you at least like kind of give us some content here? You know, we're just trying to do our jobs as well.
it was a very shocking music choice. I don't even
I
know.
feel, but then again, I feel like after last year, just impossible to have a good Hard Knocks.
Yeah, you can't beat MCDC.
You can't beat Dan Campbell, man.
No. He was doing gassers and up downs with a broken wrist
On the first episode.
Yeah, I mean, broke his wrist and was doing up downs.
Broke his wrist, protecting or trying to get out of the doggy door.
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't take. And you know what's weird too? I feel like they usually establish like that one person that you're going to try and fall in love with, and like rounder has nobody. But that's the other thing that's kind of going to suck with this. Apparently, the Jets are like big against showing anybody getting cut. So you can't really take the risk.
Hard Knock, baby. That's Hard Knock.
Like that's what we're there for. We're kind of there to see the stuff that like we're never allowed to see. Like, I mean, obviously it sucks, but like the people getting cut and you know the behind the decision making process and everything like that. Like it was cool last year on Hard Knocks. I don't know if you remember. They had like the big giant board and the list of players' names and like all, and they had the segment where, like all the coaches are sitting there like, all right, I like this guy, but like would it really kill you if he wasn't on the team? And you know they're sitting going back and forth. Like I wonder if one they'll be able to do that, and then two, like I said, you can't really pick that one guy that you're like, oh, you should fall in love with this guy and like he should become a main part of our story, because what happens if you do that and then he does end up getting cut? You can't even show it anyway.
Yeah, and also like when they're on the show, like it also helps them get a job still. Like when they're a big part of the show and they're entertaining and still good at football, like other teams, like one of the guys from the Lions last year is playing with the Giants now. And I don't know if he gets
the wide receiver, right?
Yeah, he's playing with he played for the Giants this preseason, so I don't know. It's Hard Knocks, man. We're supposed to find this character and be like, I really hope he makes the roster, man. He deserves it. That's what we're here for.
And who was on Hard Knocks 2 years ago? Do you remember?
That was Dallas. That one was ass.
Yeah, that one was that. Because there was one Hard Knocks where there was. Oh, I think it was the Browns one actually. Maybe it was the tight end.
Cajuste?
Yeah, did he end up making the team or he get cut?
He made the team that year.
Because there was, maybe it was the Browns one, but I think they did like a couple of people that were kind of fringe.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one of them got cut and I was sick. Like they actually made me invest. Like I was actually kind of invested.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I really want this dude to make the team. Like he seems cool on Hard Knocks and everything, yada, yada, yada. And he got cut. And I was like, no way. I was like, they cut him?
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
You can do a good job building the story on Hard Knocks, but you really do have to be able to build the story. And that's why I kind of fear the Jets one, because like I said, they didn't want to do it in the first place. Second, Rodgers didn't really want to do it. So like how much can you really go into Rodgers? Because listen, like him or not, the dude is interesting in different ways. One, because he's just weird.
Right.
You know, two, because of all the weird shit that he does do. So, you know, there's all those different stories, but like you can't really get into it if Rodgers isn't going to let you. And then you can't build up that like sympathetic character, because what happens if he gets cut? You can't even show it on the program.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but that's the point. Like that's what I'm
here for.
It's reality TV. It is literally reality TV.
But hey, listen, we're gonna have to just wait and see. But what I will not wait for any longer is to do a little start bench cut with you, Josh, because I love racking the brain here. Love making the hard decisions, even though it has effect on 0 people's lives.
Yeah. We're not going with today's players. We're gonna go with some very good
Hall of
players.
Famers.
A couple of them. One of these guys will be.
Now that I just mentioned Hall of Fame, because I remember the obviously the NFL Hall of Fame was a little while back. The NBA Hall of Fame, I believe, was like yesterday or 2 days ago. Are you a Hall of Fame ceremony watcher?
I won't watch it all live, but I did go back. I watched, Pop's Coach Popovich's speech, Becky Hammond's speech, Pau Gasol's speech. I don't watch it live, but I'll go watch the clips.
It's weird. As much as a sports nut as I am, I don't think, and even for the people that I'm in love, like Derek Jeter or somebody of that nature that I'm a huge fan of, I don't think I've ever to this day seen their full Hall of Fame speeches. Like, they just don't interest me at all. Like, everybody talks about the Michael Jordan Hall of Fame speech too, where he starts roasting people. I've heard about it. Everybody says how good it is. Never. I don't think I've watched 10 seconds of it. Swear to God. Generation Sports, spending my knowledge on sports. I love it. Derek, you're a great guy. Appreciate you, boss. But I don't know.
I don't watch them every year.
And it's weird too, though. It's weird too, though, because I will sit there and I'll watch interviews. I'll watch interviews, I'll watch documentaries, and why wouldn't you then watch, a Hall of Fame speech, which is them talking about themselves and, probably giving stories and never. I've never watched a Hall of Fame speech.
I only watch them if I watch the player play, that's kind of the era we're getting into now. Like Dwayne Wade just made the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, like Revis. Revis was on that Patriots team that won the Super Bowl. Revis went into the Hall of Fame. I was like, oh my gosh.
DeMarcus Ware, grew up watching these dudes, so now I do, but I don't watch if I don't know the guy, he's from the 60s and he's finally getting in, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm good on that. I don't blame you there.
Yeah, but in general, I'll watch the clips and sometimes the full ones if I really like them. But
that was a random question, but I was just curious because, like I said, not a Hall.
You think Andrew Luck makes the Hall of Fame?
No, I don't. I don't think he makes Hall of Fame, and I'll be honest. I wouldn't be mad if he did. There's certain people that I'm how there's no way he should be in the Hall of Fame. Blah blah blah. I wouldn't be mad if he did, but I don't think he. See, I hate saying the word. I don't think he deserves it either.
He didn't earn it.
Yeah, he didn't earn it. He wasn't there long enough.
Yeah, he was on his way for sure.
Oh no, he was easily going to be a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like everybody forgets how he was solid. Man was good, and he was dying on the field.
Yeah, I'm okay with Andrew Luck getting in. I just know that means Cam better get a gold jacket too. If Andrew Luck gets one, Cam deserves one, and I'm okay with that.
I mean, yeah, Cam made it to a Super Bowl. He's got an MVP. Luck never won an MVP.
Most rushing touchdowns by quarterback all time.
Both won. I'm sure they both won Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
I mean, it's weird because I wonder if you can I want to know what the Hall of Fame voting process is, what they really do take into account. Because if you take he's a Hall of Famer if you look at his career and what it should have been and what he probably made it. You know what I mean? The man had no offensive line. Only T.Y. Hilton realistically.
Yeah.
And was in AFC championship games after one another.
Yeah.
And makes it to the Super Bowl if he doesn't run into the Patriots, every single time.
Yeah, no, I think that's the toughest probably conversation you could have because it's so clear that he was going to be one of the best to ever do it. And now it's there is a good enough sample size to show that he was. You can't be he got injured after his rookie year and that was it. No, he had 4 to 5 years of top.
He was a dog.
QB. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting because he's eligible now and people on Twitter have been talking about it a lot. So it'll be interesting to see if that becomes any realer.
I mean, wow, he really did not play a lot. 2012 to 2016 he played. 2017 he missed the season. Then 2018 he came back. It's also so weird though. I really do not think of. I don't think of Andrew Luck playing that long. The fact that he played in 2018 does not make any sense to me. Yeah. I feel like he was gone in 2014.
Yeah, I feel like it was 3 or 4 years and he was out.
No, literally though. That says 2018. I'm what are you talking about? He he was in the league with 2018. What was that draft class quarterback?
Is that Mahomes?
I think it is.
Yeah, that's Mahomes.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
That him and Mahomes are in the league at the same time. That is kind of weird.
That's one of those weird facts.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Guys, top 3 GOATs in professional sports. So that's basically the GOAT of it's the 4 major sports technically, but like
we're only going with the 4. We're not going because professional sports.
You know, it's right. Professional sports. I guess you got to take into account everything here.
Does Joey Chestnut count? Because he's got to be up there. If we're talking.
Joey Chestnut is,
What are we defining as professional sport? Is it going head to head in a competition that requires dexterity and athleticism?
Because that man is dogging
checks all the boxes of a professional.
I mean, no. How about this? If you're making a Mount Rushmore of professional sports players, that's not top 3. It's top 4 then.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do? I go Brady.
Accolades or just like
you're listen, it's top 3 GOATs. Like whatever you consider the GOAT to be, I guess.
I'm putting Joey on there. I'm putting him on there.
Hey, listen, it's your Mount Rushmore, and I'm not going to argue with.
We'll go with Gretzky. I think that's an undisputed one.
Okay. I'm gonna listen. I'll go Brady, undisputed with football for me, easy. I'm gonna throw the football out there. I'm putting Messi on there. The man has completed soccer. He's won every award possible. How do you not put him on there?
Well, Pele's got the argument too to be the GOAT.
Over Messi, I feel like it's undisputed now. The man after winning that World Cup, you can't argue with me now.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not even a soccer fan, but I feel like it's the biggest sport in the world. You got to put at least one of them up there. I'm putting Messi up there. Man has 8, Ballon d'Ors, which is like the best soccer player in the world. Man's a dog.
I don't know.
I'd go Brady. I'd go Brady, Messi. Damn.
It's tough.
I would put Gretzky on there because I think to me, Gretzky is the only sport. I mean, I still say Brady is, but for most people, you still get an argument even nowadays, but I don't understand. Gretzky is the only player in any sport that it's like undisputed. Like you bring up hockey, it's instantly Wayne Gretzky. Like people aren't even like, oh, well, what about this person? It's like, no, shut up.
No. Yeah, not even a
conversation. Like stop talking. It's over.
Yeah, not even conversation.
Like obviously NBA, you got the Jordan, LeBron thing. Baseball is 85 different people.
Yeah,
that's the only one to me where like you say go and it's like, all right, conversation's done.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's just
Brady,
there's too many.
Brady, Messi, Gretzky. Oh, brother.
Joey Chestnut.
I'm just not sure I can put Joey Chestnut on a list.
You don't think that he belongs up there with those names?
It's just
his bank account does not touch theirs, but man, the accolades and respect.
Nah, the man's like a 15-time champ.
He only lost to who's the?
I think he lost to Matt Stoney once.
No,
Matt Stoney, big fan of his YouTube channel, by the way.
I can't remember his name. And it wasn't even hot dogs he lost to. See, that's the thing. A lot of people think.
No, the man's undisputed in the Glizzy Goblin.
Yeah, but he's done shrimp. He's done wings.
Right,
the man is touched all.
For you, it'll be Brady, Messi, Gretzky, and Joey Chestnut.
Yep, that's my 4.
That's my 4 too. Then.
That's my dream team, man.
I mean, hey, you got one for everything. Messi, passing things around. Gretzky, Brady, if you need to toss, and hey, if you're starving one day, you need somebody to take a meal down with you. Joey Chestnut.
Or if I'm, crunched for time, I'm like, Joey, I'm starving right now, but I gotta go. He's gonna show me how to get it done. He knows what to do.
How far are the Jets going this year?
First round exit.
You think?
I mean, yeah. I don't think this is. I think next year I like them a lot, but
why next year? What's going to change?
I don't know. Maybe Robert Saleh is gone.
We're not a fan. We're not a believer.
I don't know.
Listen, you were right. There was a lot of Aaron Rodgers glazing in that first Hard Knocks episode.
So much.
But with all that being said,
as a Zach Wilson fan, I was offended by that episode.
Zach Wilson fan. You're gonna be fan of the bench.
No, he's still the future.
There's no way. You say it to piss me off, right?
What?
You don't actually think Zach Wilson's good, right?
I think Zach Wilson is.
There's just no way you could have watched football last year and been like, you know what? Zach Wilson, dog. No, there's no way.
He's a dog. That offense was
ass last year. He's a version of dog. You know, it's what comes out of him. But
listen, he has dealt with a lot, okay?
A lot of
he
what?
Didn't ask to
he got handed the keys to the Ferrari of the franchise.
Yeah, the Jets. How often is that? When have they been able to do that correctly, huh? Support a quarterback.
If he could have scored like 14 points a game last year, the Jets are in the playoffs.
Yeah, throwing to
the man was garbage. Garrett, what do you mean? Who? The rookie of the year?
Yeah, and when he's covered, just swamped, what Denzel Mims is running down the side. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Listen, our quarterback's not supposed to elevate the rest of the team. Who was Brady throwing to?
Yeah, that's the GOAT versus a second-year quarterback.
Well, listen, he's supposed to be a dog.
He didn't ask to be named the MILF Hunter. He didn't ask for any of this, okay?
Oh, brother.
He's done nothing but
put on a brave
face. He's done nothing but put on a brave face and do his job.
He didn't do his job, or else he'd still be the starting quarterback.
Well, no, I think that there are probably 24
40-year-old ayahuasca.
There are 24 teams that would have also been like, yeah, you're benched. Aaron Rodgers is coming to the team.
A 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers? I don't know. I think the Jets. I think the Jets would have much preferred if Zach Wilson was actually good at football. Then they don't have to give anything up.
He is good at football. What, Josh Allen was an MVP his first 2 years?
His second year, he was good. His first year was bad.
No, it wasn't until his third year. It wasn't until his third year.
You're right.
So we're not even seeing. We don't even know. We won't know for 2 years if Zach Wilson is him.
You wait for that year 5. If he ever gets a starting job again, whoever GM that is should be immediately terminated.
It's the Jets. It's with the Jets. Rodgers retires. Zach Wilson steps back up, and he's finally ready.
So it took him 5 years to get NFL ready.
Sometimes it goes.
Not worth the investment. The return on investment, as some people would say, awful.
If they win a ring with Rodgers and then a decade of Zach Wilson being elite, I think that's pretty good return.
I got money that barring injury in these next 2 seasons, because that's the only way that Zach Wilson will ever be a starter for the Jets ever again. The only way Zach Wilson will ever be a starter for the Jets. Now, I don't know what stupid team out there is going to end up taking a chance on him because, listen, these things happen. I mean, who is it?
Baker's still starting in the league.
Baker, I had a lot of faith in Baker.
Sam Darnold might start some games this year.
Yeah, this is another fact. Speaking of, we're getting a lot of random things here. We were supposed to do start, bench, cut about 10 minutes ago. Did you watch the Johnny Manziel thing, or did we talk about this already?
I haven't watched it yet. I haven't.
I took a look at it.
I've seen some stuff from it. 0 watch time.
I'm going to be honest with you. The clips that you've probably seen is the whole thing. Like everything else didn't. Like I barely even paid attention to everything else. Like they showed the clips of the best part. Like the fact that here's what I don't understand. If people Photoshop a picture these days, and I get it was probably eight years ago by now, but now if somebody Photoshops a picture, we can tell by the curvature of the floor tile that they've done it. You're telling me Johnny Manziel was signing all those autographs and getting paid? Actually, Josh, no, hold on. Before I continue on with this, we forgot Muhammad Ali, brother.
Boxing is so tough too.
Nah, I feel like, it is
Tyson?
Tough. Still, I feel like you got to put Ali on whatever boxing list you ever make.
I mean, boxing, yeah. General GOATs, I feel like boxing is too tight. Because Mike Tyson is up there. George Foreman is up there. Shit, Floyd's never lost. 50-plus professional bouts.
Not a fan. But you're telling me that this man, Johnny Manziel, and his buddy came up with a complete lie that his family came from oil money, and nobody from Yahoo, ESPN, Fox, CBS ever did any research into it. Like,
Well,
that is
here's the thing about college
craziest.
football.
That is the craziest thing I have ever heard.
Here's the
Especially
thing
because,
about
like I said,
college sports.
nowadays somebody edits a picture, and we can tell right away. He made a whole lie about his life, and we had no idea.
Here's the thing about college sports. Sometimes you just take their word for it. And then when we all get caught for embezzlements, for robbing, we're all like, well, he said it, so what do you want me to do? Everybody likes to play dumb in college sports because that's how you get the bag. I'm oblivious. I didn't see or hear nothing.
Bro, and that was the other thing. He was like, signing these footballs and helmets. I'm getting 5,000. Then I got a call. Send me a picture once everything's get done, and then I'll give you the code to the safe. He opens that safe up, 30 grand. Imagine just
college.
Get 30 and you get grand. 30 grand in cash.
Oh my gosh.
I'd be signing footballs like it was my job.
When my parents would send me $50, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a great week. It's gonna be a great
week. You hear AI practice. I'd be like, classes?
Yeah.
We're talking about classes?
No,
hell no. The only place you're gonna see me is the signing booth, brother.
Yes.
He was like, yeah, he was like, we'd fly to a hotel, sign something, be out for the night, and then just do it again and fly back. I was like, damn.
Imagine not being Johnny, but like his best friend in that situation, just like, oh, this is great.
You want to talk about riding the coattails?
Oh yeah.
I'm there all day. Oh, Johnny, you need me to take the call if something goes wrong? It's not, bro, because that's the thing. It's not like they're facing prison time.
No.
He's not doing anything illegal. He's just signing, footballs, helmets, and everything of that nature. It's against the NCAA rules. Who cares?
The scholarship is the only thing you risk losing.
You're going to get suspended from the NCAA, or you're going to get a scholarship. Yeah, take away my scholarship. Go ahead. I got
30 bags.
Bro. Yeah, I got 60 grand for signing 3 footballs. Go ahead.
Take it all. I don't care.
Could you imagine the NIL money he would have gotten these days?
Oh, he'd be
just immediately.
We're talking 8 figures. That man was the face of football for a while. Him, Tebow, yeah.
Reggie.
Bush. So many good players that would have made so much fucking money. So much money. Give Reggie his Heisman back.
I was that good at something.
They need to give Reggie his Heisman back, too.
Here's what I don't understand. And somebody made this point on Twitter. They took away his Heisman. How is Johnny not in trouble? He just went on a whole ass Netflix documentary and was like, yeah, I was flying to different cities making 30 grand.
They're going to invite him to the ceremony next year. He's gonna hand it to the next Heisman winner.
Here's what I don't understand, too. When they say take back the Heisman, don't you get a trophy? What do they do? Break into your house and literally take it back, or they just take your name off the list? Because if my name's off the list, who cares? I still got the trophy in my house.
Yeah, but then when they're listing Heisman winners and stuff like that, they don't put your name on there.
Guess what? It's in my house. Well, you want to see a real Heisman? Listen, they can name those guys off. You want to see a real trophy? Come over.
Matt Leinart just has his Heisman just in the bottom of his closet. Like it just sits there. So I don't know how much these guys care for the trophy more than the respect.
Freaks.
Which real football people respect Reggie for what he did at USC. So
I mean, the man was a dog. What's not to respect?
I guess you're right.
He was just making a little. He was just doing a little something on the side.
What, we can't profit, but you guys can make millions? Like, come on now,
bro. I saw that was the other thing with Johnny, that the year before, like something about like the money donated to Texas A&M. The year after Johnny won the Heisman his freshman year, $743 million was donated to Texas A&M, and it was like more than the combined dollar amounts to the rest of the SEC.
All from one man, and all he got was 30 bags.
$743 million to a
And
football program.
He had to sneakily try to get a little bit of money, just a little bit.
It's a crazy world we live in, Josh. But how about we figure out who we're starting, benching, and cutting, all right?
Yep. Start for running backs. LaShawn McCoy. This is our prime.
Love Shady.
CJ2K. Le'Veon Bell.
It's like weird because it's kind of easy to me, but you think about it and it's not. Either way, I'm starting Shady. Prime Shady was something different. Man was elusive like Le'Veon Bell, had some speed, could catch out of the backfield a little bit. I'd start him. Prime. Damn. I think I'd bench CJ2K, cut Le'Veon.
I would start Chris Johnson. I think he's very underrated in terms of like his prime. Like that year he went for 2K. I mean, insane. Bounced back with 1,800 the next year. Like just insane what he was able to do.
And then of course the next year after that was my first year in fantasy and he got hurt.
Yeah. That's the first year of fantasy. I felt because my first year I did fantasy David Johnson. It was the second year.
First year of fantasy, he's my first overall pick, gets hurt. Second year of fantasy, got the number one pick again. Eddie Lacy. Mm-hmm. Awful.
Tough.
It was a tough start to the career for the kid.
I'd bench Shady and cut Le'Veon. I think Le'Veon's the
obvious. I think Le'Veon's the one out here.
But he's still, I mean, he gets clowned a lot because
his prime was unbelievable. What he was doing on the Steelers, he was
him and AP together.
He was TMC.
Yeah, it was crazy what he was doing over there. It's crazy. Speaking of Antonio Brown, he is part of the next one. Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, Calvin Johnson.
Oh, that's
pick your poison.
I'm gonna start Calvin, and believe it or not, I'm benching AB. I'm cutting Julio.
Wow.
Now listen. Calvin Johnson, I feel like you have to start because obviously the career was short and everything, but that might be the biggest. There's no. He might be the most complete receiver. I mean, the dude was like 6'8", had speed, could jump out of the gym, good hands, everything. So I feel like you start him. What you want to say about Antonio Brown? He might have the craziest 5-year stretch I've ever seen in my life. He was like 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns automatically for 5 years straight.
Yeah,
man was an absolute dog. Even with everything going on, he comes to the Patriots for one game, scores 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Goes to the Bucs with Mike Evans and Godwin, becomes almost more important than both of them because he was the one running, all the option routes, things of that nature. I mean,
I saw a clip from Bussin' with the Boys, and Max Crosby was talking about his rookie year when AB was there. And he said one day Antonio Brown came into the meeting room and apologized and said he's focused on the season. And then he said they went to practice and they left. And when they all got back to the locker room, AB had leaked a bunch of John Gruden's emails on Twitter. How you got to give a speech to the team and then immediately be like, nah, psych, I'm burying this coach. It's crazy how AB went from, this guy is going to be in the Hall of Fame, no doubt. The question is, will he be the best receiver of all time? To just quickly he's
nut job.
He's insane. He's just literally crazy. He can't play football. We don't want him on our team. That's crazy. That most teams
literally insane.
No. Yeah, most teams were no. We understand how good he is at football, but he's crazy.
Don't come near my team with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, it's just crazy. But I disagree. I think Julio Jones is the most complete receiver outside of Randy Moss that I've ever seen. Like,
Okay.
just his route running, his catch radius is up there with Calvin too. I think he was more athletic than Calvin was, and I just think he's the most like complete all around receiver you could ask for. I mean, he single handedly stopped the Panthers from going undefeated in 2015. Like, he just mossed everybody that whole game. I think he had 300 that game actually, and I'm also benching Antonio Brown, which means I'm cutting Calvin. I mean, I know how good Calvin was, but I don't know, AB. I just can't cut AB, and I think
like I said, craziest 5-year stretch maybe of all time.
Yeah, I mean, he just was untouchable. You couldn't guard him. Just couldn't.
Let me look up what that 5-year stretch was. I want to see his worst year in that 5-year stretch. His worst year in that stretch, I'd say, was 2016, and he had 106 catches for 1,284 yards and 12 touchdowns.
That's crazy.
That was probably his worst year.
Worst year.
And his best was 2014. He had 129 catches, 1,698 yards, and 13 touchdowns.
Crazy.
Man, it was just an absolute.
Him and Le'Veon, man, that duo on offense.
Like I said, we talk about like disappointments and things of that nature. There might be no bigger disappointment in NFL history than the Killer Bees not even making a Super Bowl.
No,
not winning. Because, whatever happens in the Super Bowl, crazy things, whatever. They didn't even make it to one. I don't even know. Did they even make it to a championship game?
Maybe one. Maybe. No. Because they got bounced by Jacksonville that one year.
I know they lost. Nah, I think the Patriots beat them in a championship game. I think.
But they had to have, man. That team was too good not to.
And they just wild. Just absolutely wild. Anyway, continue.
Those are all. I only had two.
I like those two though. Made me rack through the brain a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How about we go over to the AFC West then? A little breakdown, little prediction of the AFC West. Listen, let's be honest. Chiefs division, until somebody proves otherwise. Now, we all got excited last year, including me. I had the Chargers up there. Thought the Raiders were going to be really good. Thought this was going to be the best division in football. Certainly turned out to not be that. We figured that out very quickly, especially considering the Raiders were an absolute bust. But so it's the Chiefs division until somebody proves otherwise. After that, you would think it's the Chargers, but they always seem to disappoint every single year, so it's kind of a crapshoot. But even with that being said, I'd still go with the Chargers just because I think, you got Justin Herbert. Just signed you a nice contract extension. Now, you got to make sure that Eckler is going to be there because obviously him not, being happy at the moment and wanting to request a trade and everything makes you a little nervous. But I'd go with the Chargers. I think the Broncos have a bounce back here. I think Sean Payton is exactly what they need. I think he gets Russ's life back together. And then I would go with the Raiders in last, mainly because not a Jimmy G guy, one. Got rid of Darren Waller. Still don't understand why you get rid of one of the better tight ends when it's such a, hard to get position, it seems. Josh Jacobs still isn't with the team because he wants his contract instead of being franchise tag. A lot of things going on. So I would put them in one.
Yeah, I'm going. Obviously, there's a Chiefs division to lose. I mean, Justin Ross has been very good this offseason. It seems that team just you got Mahomes and you got Kelsey and Andy Reid here. Yeah, I think what are they? It's minus 420 for them to win 10 plus games. So it's basically like you don't even bet on it because we already know it's going to happen.
It's literally not even worth it.
I'm going with the Broncos to finish second. I think they're going to have a really good bounce back year. I think Russ is going to look a little bit better to his old, like a little bit more to his old self than he did last year. Sean Payton, one of the best coaches of all time, is going to get them in. I mean, so far you'd think signs are good for them, but Sean Payton's had an interesting offseason.
This man is calling out coaches. Never seen anything like it.
Like a
ever.
very, very weird situation. I think, being on TV so much might have changed Sean Payton a little
He was
bit.
like, I got to give opinions, and then realize
Yeah.
he was a coach again and be like, ooh,
Now he's
didn't mean
obsessed.
that one.
He's addicted to getting his thoughts out.
Man literally said, we're doing everything opposite of what they did. I was like, oh my God. Like, tell me how you really feel.
I'm going with the Chargers third. I think they need a down year. Like by down year, I mean Brandon Staley's got to go.
So bad.
He's blessed with having such a good offense and team and roster that it like disguises the fact that he's not a great coach. And he should not. I think they need the down year to save Justin Herbert because they're not going to fire Staley if they keep winning, 9 to 10 games.
You never know, though. The owners do get tired sometimes of being bounced in the first round, a la Jason.
Yeah, but it takes too long. Like, look how long it took the Vikings to get rid of Zimmer. Like, there's certain teams where it just takes too long for them to move on from a coach because they have a good relationship and the team's not, fighting for a number one pick. But I think they need a down year because I want to see them move on from Staley. And then the Raiders, like you said, just too many things going on over there. Your best player, you don't know if he's going to play. Your quarterback is Jimmy G, so your ceiling is only so high. Exactly. And I don't think Josh McDaniels is a great head coach either. So I think they're going to finish last. Let's do the records. See what the over-unders are at.
Yeah, give me a little
Kansas City, 11.5.
Over. Easy.
Yeah, I think
Just like egg.
Raiders, 6.5.
I still take the over. That's a 7-win team.
I don't know, man. Are they a 7-win team? What's their secondary like nowadays?
It's a great question. I could not tell you a single person.
Like I only know Max Crosby's on that team.
Nah, literally.
Like I couldn't tell you. Is Chandler Jones still there?
I think so, actually.
Yeah, I don't know about the Raiders, man. They didn't make any big splash moves this offseason. I don't know. That 7 feels like the number they might be at.
That's over 6, though.
I know, but it's plus money for them to get the over. I'll go the under.
Okay.
The Chargers, 9.5. I want it to be under, but it's going to be over.
I think it'll be over. I think that's a 10-win team.
Yeah, I agree. Because Eckler will be the same as he always is. Who's the other team in that division?
That would be the Broncos, brother.
They are 8.5.
I take the over. I take the over. 9-win team. Sounds good.
Yeah.
That lines up perfectly with my division standings too. Chiefs first. Chargers got their 10. You give the Broncos a nice. What'd you just say it was?
8.5.
Yeah, you give the Broncos a nice 9 with a little 9 and 8 bounce back, and then you give the Raiders 7.
Yeah, I'll take the over on that too. I think the Broncos get 10 wins this year.
Okay. All right, NFC West then. And
this division. I feel like it's pretty obvious. It's the Niners.
I mean, by a country mile.
Seattle though might have a really good year if Geno is still that guy. I feel like it's crazy that most people are like, Geno's like a top 12 quarterback. It's like, well,
I got to see it for more than 1 year. You know, what I mean?
He had a year and it was a really good year, but to just automatically assume like that's going to keep up, and then for people to just automatically assume like Matt Stafford's going to turn it around too. Like just
like people remember that year that Ryan Fitzpatrick had with the Jets?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, "Oh, Fitzpatrick has found it. Like this is his home now." Next year, awful again.
Yeah.
So like, Geno,
I don't know.
I'm gonna need to see something before
It's got all the weapons though. They drafted JSN to go along with Lockett and DK. Kenneth Walker's in year 2. That defense is still very, very good. So I think they'll finish second. I just think San Francisco's got good options at quarterback this year. Well, not like the best, but having Sam Darnold in there along with your 2 young quarterbacks, at least like Like, please, football gods, don't let all three of them get hurt again.
Still, exactly. And I still feel like even if they're all mid, like they're all even worse, like in the 20 range.
NFC Championship. Like,
Literally. I mean,
Yeah,
the
they're-
NFC is just not good.
yeah. So I'll go with San Francisco, Seattle. I think the Rams have a little bit of a bet. I think Cardinals are obviously dead last year. They're, in the transition period, I guess. We'll see how good Kyler is when he comes back. But, D-Hop's gone. Hollywood is still there, though. But the running back room is like, what are we doing here? So I think they finished last. And then LA, I think, has a little bit of a better year than last year. I don't know how much better. I mean, we'll have to see. Is Stafford back? Is Cam Akers a good running back? Cooper Kupp's had a couple injuries this offseason already, so we'll see how healthy he is.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, he walked off with a hamstring not too long ago, but walked off, so it's not super serious. Which
Not
is
a fan
good.
of that. Hammies linger.
Yeah. So hopefully he can get healthy, but I think, the brand I'll go San Francisco, Seattle, LA, Arizona.
No, I agree.
Arizona's over-under is 4.5.
Jesus Christ.
Can that team hammer out 5 wins with Colt McCoy?
No, I'll go under.
David Blau had a game-winning drive.
Congrats.
He was amazing on Hard Knocks.
He was likable.
His girlfriend is, an Olympic runner.
This is true.
I like David Blau.
Yeah,
I'll
I
go with
like
the
the
under.
under. Yeah.
I think this is the number 1 overall pick season for. For they're going to get Marvin Harrison in there for Kyler next season. Next is the Rams are 6.5. I like the over on that.
Hey, I'd take the over on that. I don't think they're going to be that awful back to back.
Well, that defense.
Definitely not what you want.
Ramsey's gone.
Yeah, but I feel like he's toast.
Nah, Ramsey's still top 5 in the league. I'll go with the over. I think they get 7. I think they can get 7. And then on to San Francisco.
I'll take the over, whatever it is. Don't care.
10.5.
Oh, 10.5?
10.5.
That is easy money.
Yeah, I like that too. I wish they don't let you parlay win totals on here.
That's the easiest bet of the year. 10? They might get 6 wins in their own division.
I hate how sportsbooks do that. Like, they're gonna let me parlay division winners, but win totals I can't. Like, what sense does that make? Let me give you my money and let's just see where it goes.
I don't know.
Seattle, 8.5.
I'll take the over. It's like 9 wins right there.
How many did they win last year? Let me check.
I feel like they won 9. But I'm not sure, so don't quote me on this.
Because 9...
9 puts them in second place for me.
You're just basically betting on Geno. Like, that's essentially what the deal is.
Hey, listen, don't they still have Drew Lock over there, vibing out?
Yeah. Clown me for liking Zach Wilson. Tell me more about this Drew Lock character.
Hey, he knows all the words to whatever song that was.
I bet Zach doesn't.
I bet he doesn't. Zach probably knows all the words to Country Roads.
Country Road.
It is a classic, don't get me wrong. Absolute banger.
Well, they don't let me see the standings from last year, so. And I'm not Googling it. But let's just say they won 9 last year. I'm going with the under. I don't think they do as good as last year.
A little regression here, guy.
Yeah, I think it's more like, hey, we're a little ahead of ourselves here, guys. It's just Geno Smith. We didn't just draft him. So let's slow our horses a bit and rethink this quarterback situation. They paid him, though, right?
They did pay him. They did, in
What
fact.
a year to do that. I love when players time it up like that. Like, oh, yeah, this year I'm going to go off and get a bag. Like, just once.
And then I'm never going to be good again, but I still got mine.
Yeah, that's Matt Flynn when he did that. Seattle's done that to 2 quarterbacks.
What a life he's living right now.
Him and Chase Daniel, best jobs in the world. Chase Daniel, I think, has started.
Nah, Josh McCown, bro. We had like what was he on? 16 different teams.
Yeah, but Chase Daniel, like, I think he's only like started like 4 games, and he's gotten like top backup money. Like it's
telling you, there's no job in the world I'd rather have than a backup quarterback.
Is there another job I'd rather have?
You're getting, if you're a good backup quarterback, you're getting at least $1 million a season and never touching the field.
You hope.
And if you do, you're playing like 4 games.
Yeah, but
unless they get hurt the first game of the year.
What if you get hurt? Bag
Then
on.
I got my no. What do you mean? Part of it's guaranteed, usually.
Yeah, but what if it's like a career ender?
Well, I mean, shit. Then I wouldn't want to be a starting quarterback. I think it's a career ender. I mean,
I'm trying to think what jobs would be better though, because normally it is just like being the backup quarterback, maybe the 13th man on the NBA team.
Yeah,
because
you're definitely not. But I don't feel like you're making as much.
No. NBA players minimum, and you don't have to. Like you just have to be good in college. Like you just have to be good for 1 year after high school, and I might make upwards of $30 million over the next 5 to 8 years. Yes, Kevin Knox. I'm pretty sure Kevin Knox has like over $30 million in earnings, and all he did was play okay at Kentucky 1 year.
I find that very hard to believe.
I'm looking it up.
I mean, I don't doubt you in a way.
He is now like a 13th man guy. Let me look at Kevin Knox's career earnings.
Yeah, but you also got to think he was probably drafted very high.
Yeah, he was a lottery
pick. Yeah, so a majority of the money comes from that. Backup quarterbacks like David Blau probably went undrafted.
David Blau is not making a lot of money, and he has to fight for roster spots.
No, David Blau is making like a minimum $800.
Kevin Knox is 24 years old, and he's made over $21 million.
Yeah, but how much of that came from his rookie contract?
That's what I'm saying. You just had to be good at college one time, and you get that. Like you get it.
That's true.
You win, and then just don't.
Yeah, but you can say that. Yeah, but you can. All right, fine. You can say that about Sam Darnold then. He was good for a couple.
Yeah, but
years.
I would rather have lived what Kevin Knox has up to this point than what Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 20. He was born on August 11th, 1999, and he has made $21 million.
No, listen, it's a wonderful life. Word to the movie.
And NBA players, the luxurious lives they live.
I mean, I don't think the NFL players.
And I'd rather hoop than play football too.
I guess it depends on the person. Whatever. Listen, Josh, that's the end of the program. All right. We covered all of our bases. You can follow me at @Conver_ on Twitter. Listen, also, the Boss's Pod out Thursday. All right, everybody. You know, I'm helping out with the social media thing. So if anybody wants to go check out Taking Action with Chris Colombo, you go over there. All right, help me out, make me look good. Get me some subs over there on YouTube. Look them up on Instagram, Twitter, all those. Help your boy out.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Josh.
Kevin Knox also, by the way, signed 2 years, $6 million this offseason. So add that up to 27 career earnings.
Oh, look at this guy.
Follow me on Twitter @JoeLynn_4. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Head on over to Underdog. Use code GenZ, double your first deposit up to $100. Make sure you follow them on Twitter as well. They're always doing giveaways and some bonus bets for you. Make sure you take advantage of all the cool stuff they're doing for the NFL season too. I mean, they got a lot of different tournaments and different ways to enter, different price ranges too. If you don't like to spend a lot, or if you are a big spender, they got ways to pay you out there. So, tune in Monday, 7 Eastern.
All right, everybody. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, and catch you on the next one. All right.